Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be explaining how much RAM you need for your computer depending on what you're planning to do. Now, let's start off with 4 GB of RAM. 4 GB of RAM is mostly obsolete, but it's still useful for web browsing. You can keep 5 tabs open without hiccups and 13 until Google crashes, according to a video of Linux Tech Tips, which the link is provided down below. Also, it's good for using Office 365. All programs require only 4 GB of RAM to run. One of the advantages is the price. If you're planning on building a low-end computer, a DDR4 stick of RAM is around $30, and it's very easy to just upgrade to 8 GB down the road. Obviously, 4 GB is not good for most people, but if you plan on using your PC just for web browsing or Office 365, it's a good option. Now, let's go to 8 GB. 8 GB is nowadays a sweet spot for most computers. This is good because it can keep up to 20 tabs without hiccups, again, according to Linus Tech Tips video. Also, most games have the system requirements of only 8 GB of RAM. They run pretty good with 8 gigs. At only $60 to $80 per stick, I personally recommend 8 GB of RAM for most users. If you want to render video at 720p or do light photo rendering, 8 GB of RAM will work for you. Let's talk about 16 GB. 16 GB is optimal for higher-end gamers and video photo editing workstations. AAA games are now starting to recommend 16 GB of RAM, and I do too. But really, if you really don't want to spend the money, then don't. 16 GB is perfect for video editing and photo editing, especially at 1080p. It comes at a specified price at around $140. And finally, I personally use 16 GB of RAM for gaming and editing on DaVinci at 1080p. Let's explain when to use 32 GB of RAM. 32 GB of RAM is kind of overkill for regular computers and gaming computers. This much RAM could be a good idea if you want to do 1440p video editing or photo editing and maybe even streaming. 32 GB should be used for rendering at 1080p at its fastest, or rendering 1440p video or 4K photo. At $300, you must be sure that you're going to be using all these RAM. I know a lot of cases of people who are saying that they bought 32 GB and they're only using around 20 to 24. If you don't like 16 GB, also you don't want 32 gigs, 24 GB might be a good idea for you. Finally, who uses 64 GB of RAM? This is not a level in which you would use it for gaming. It's too overkill. It will be only useful if you want to render 1440p at its fastest or render 4K video relatively fast. The price is too expensive for most computers, so I would not recommend it unless you're planning to do what I said before. For $550 to $650, 64 GB of RAM is not the route to go for even a high-end computer. So, I won't be covering more than 64 GB of RAM because most motherboards don't support them, and really it's not useful. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe, like, share, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace out.